Today, we had a historic meeting and decided to leave the past behind, and we are about to sign a historic document. The world will see a major change. I would like to express my gratitude to President Trump to make this meeting happen.
Fox News national security strategist and former deputy assistant to President Trump is Dr. Sebastian Gorka. He is live actually there in Singapore, and he joins us now for more. What is your reaction to what has happened in the last 24 hours, Dr. Gorka?
Stunning, absolutely stunning. This is a dictatorship. You always have to be very cautious. But the fact that within one day, less than a day, the heads of state have not only met, but have actually signed a joint statement on the full denuclearization of North Korea to include other issues such as the MIAs from the Korean War. It's beyond all expectations, and it really is history in the making. We have to remember the Korean War never ended. It was a ceasefire, and now we have a chance to put that conflict to bed after 65, 60, 68 years.
Right, exactly. Sebastian, you know, while you call it stunning, I'm examining the online world, and a lot of people say, you know, it's no big deal. We can't verify that anything's really going to happen. Don't quite get the hullabaloo.
Yeah, as opposed to the last 25 years from Bill Clinton onwards, where we threw cash at this regime, where we didn't ratchet up the sanctions like we've done in the last 500 days. And what happened? They went from not having nuclear weapons to having nuclear weapons, to detonating their warheads in test detonations, to not having ballistic missiles, to actually launching them over our ally, Japan. You know, you couldn't have a starker difference between the last 25 years of handling this problem and the last 500 days.
The whole way it started with the president arriving second, Kim Jong-un arriving first, them shaking hands and walking through. We understand it was a 41-minute one-on-one. Then they went to a 4x4 session, and they came out with this agreement. So, Dr. Gorka, the way I understand it is, look at this as the starting point. Whatever's there is there, but it's just going to grow in intensity when in terms of what the inspections are going to look like, in terms of what the verifications is going to look like, in terms of what an overall treaty. My understanding is the president wants to submit this as a treaty to be verified. Is that your understanding?
I think, and I spoke to the president, but we didn't discuss that. I think that's a good option. I think it's a nuclear weapons agreement. It has to do with nuclear weapons. So that should raise to the level of treaty. And it puts the senators on the spot. What is your attitude to the denuclearization of North Korea and the results that Mike Pompeo and the president have put on the table in just the last few hours? So yeah, I think that's the way to go. And it is such a good turn of fate that we have the former director of the CIA in the front seat at the State Department to make sure that this isn't just a piece of paper, this isn't just pablum, but that we have the most rigid inspection regime the West has ever seen when it comes to WMDs.
Yeah, Dr. Gorka, Mike Pompeo has only been in that office as Secretary of State for 6 weeks. Got a lot done in that short period of time.
Yes.
If Rex Tillerson were still at the State Department, would all of this have still happened?
Having seen Rex operate up close in the Oval Office, and now that he's left his position, I am comfortable in saying, no, Ainsley, absolutely not. Look, there is something I call the speed of Trump, like the speed of light. Mike Pompeo moves almost as fast as the speed of Trump. Look at what happened just 6 weeks ago. I was filling in for a radio host on a big national radio show, and I'd just been handed the update. Secretary Pompeo has been confirmed by the Senate. The next break, I had to update it with, oh, by the way, he's already been sworn in by Justice Alito. And as soon as I'd given my listeners the update, what did I have to read into it? I had to say, oh, and he's already on his way to Andrews Air Force Base to fly to the Middle East and to Belgium. That's a different way of doing business.
Dr. Gorka, we're going to watch you tonight with Sean Hannity. Great job in Singapore. Thank you. Meanwhile, coming up straight ahead, more on this story. North Korea promises complete denuclearization or working towards it.